I just want to say before the video starts to make sure to hit that subscribe button. I am actually losing subscribers every day as I am transitioning over into Storybook Brawl content. So if you like what you see, if you want to see more, leave a like and hit that subscribe button and enjoy. What is up, everybody? I'm NoLucksGiven, and today we are going to be continuing coverage of the Storybook Brawl Open League Qualifier event. This event had over 100 competitors, and I was able to get 16th place over the course of 10 rounds, and partially I was able to do that by getting 4 wins across my 10 games. And this tournament started very, very well for me. I got first place, then second place, then another first place again in the first 3 rounds. So things were going really, really well, and I was crushing this tournament. But I think that an important thing to consider in Storybook Brawl is that each game is its own separate battle, and you can't get too cocky, you can't get too ahead of yourself, and I'm not really saying that's what I did, but the wheels definitely fell off for me over the course of the next 3 games. So I just want to basically talk about each of those games briefly, maybe skip through them or just show some highlights of those games, and just for posterity on the channel, because I did want to feature coverage from the entire 10 rounds of the tournament, but these games just by themselves aren't that exciting, so I don't want to spend the time to make the full commentary on them. In my 4th game, I was playing Miri, and things weren't off to that bad of a start. I got a Brave Princess on the first turn of level 3, and I had just picked up a Cinderella and a Frog Prince. So my board was pretty powerful, and I do wind up upgrading the Brave Princess. That winds up being the first prince or princess that I upgrade. But yeah, definitely just playing against some strong opponents, and that's going to mean that I'm not doing that stellar as far as my life total is concerned. This is a really big turn for me. I am sitting on 2 different prince or princess pairs, and I am playing up against the ghost. So I decide to get a little bit greedy, and I'm trying to slay with these ogre princesses to try to get back in the game a little bit and see what I can do. And this is a bot player, Horde Dragon as Horde Dragon, but they absolutely demolish me here with an Ancient Soul Tack and Romeo, 2 Romeos upgraded, and a Juliet. So this is really annoying, both because it's taking the Romeos out of the pool for me, but then it is also just, I mean, the Horde Dragon just really put some stuff together here. And, I mean, you can see it's like Ancient Sarcophagus. The bot typically doesn't know what it's doing, but it was able to find a really good configuration here, and I actually lose to the bot. We are going to get a Shorewood Shore Shot quickly after that, though. We just barely hang on, and I locked a pair of Prince Arthurs, so that is going to give us another prince or princess, plus it gives us a sky castle. So we've got a bunch of free stats here. Could be enough to eventually turn this Nutcracker on, but that's just been getting one shot a bunch of times as well. And then we do have this Court Wizard, so like there's definitely some outs, some things that could go right for us, but we are playing against Loki again, and we might not lose against Loki. Let's see. We're decently strong now with these Arthurs, and we should be able to beat this Angry. Okay, yeah, so we're going to be strong enough to beat Loki, and that is also going to take Loki out. So that's going to propel us into at least 5th, and I think that's where I'm going to stay. So let's watch as this last brawl picks up here against Skip. Skip hit us for a bunch of damage early on. I'm just going to play the Prince Arthur just because it's a stronger unit, and just abandon all hope on the Nutcracker here. But I definitely need something strong to try to win this, and I think Merlin's Test on Court Wizard is probably as strong a spell as any that you're going to get at this point in the game. So maybe there's a chance. Maybe we can make something happen with this. I'm just going to put my biggest units in the earliest positions. Check the Nutcracker's health there. Now I think we should be running the Prince Arthur over the Nutcracker in this case, just give an additional +2/+2 to most of our front line here. So that is the idea. We definitely need to upgrade Juliet, but we also just need to survive this battle. And like I said, I think this is where I go out. Honestly, it wasn't... I mean, it's a good support to the thesis of this video, which is getting too cocky, right? Like, I literally lost this game because I just took a bunch of damage and did nothing against the Ghost, and that was really embarrassing. So this is also, there's so many people playing the Royals comps. Oh, looks like I should win this one though, right? I mean, this game is really, really close. Is it just the Cupid is going to wreck me? Is that what's going to happen? It is. Wow. The Cupid wrecks me if I go anywhere else on that 50-50 or just ever attack the Cupid. So a little bit of a scam there, a little bit unlucky against New World as he emotes with a Cupid victory. But we still get a 5th place. There is a drop-off in points from 4th place to 5th place in this tournament, so you definitely want to be getting at least 4ths. And unfortunately, we were just unlucky against that Cupid. But if we weren't cocky against the bot earlier, then it wouldn't have mattered. We would have had a little bit more cushion. And then I think we would have actually been in a position potentially to win this lobby. We would have taken out the Horde Dragon and taken out New World there, both which were competing on the princesses and princes against us. And then maybe we would have been able to put in some nice work. But unfortunately, that is going to result in a 5th place on our 4th game. On my 5th game, I wound up playing Pied Piper, and things weren't going too terribly for us. Pants is obviously in a really good position here with the Dracula's Saber against our Animals comp. So this one is unfortunately going to be a loss, but I do think that I hang on and am able to make it to another fight because it's Pants. And Pants is only dealing 1 damage with its hero. So here, I mean, I guess, I think I wind up picking up the Hippo and the Baby Bear. Baby Bear being very strong with the Saber that we have in the first position, Sting. This is like reasonably powerful. I'm not sure. I mean, it's a little bit anti-synergistic. We're going to have a lot smaller of a Queen of Hearts here. But now we've got a Hippocamp that's like a 10 something. I don't know. It might be a little bit not strong enough for level 5. We probably wanted to try to like upgrade this Vulture or something. I do think that the Wolf in Sheep's Clothing is a little bit of a trap sometimes just because it doesn't give you that much additional stats on the board and just costs so much gold. So like the Black Cats plus Vultures probably would have been better, and I probably needed to spend more time just rolling for some more Vultures. We're up against a Miri though after that, and while this Miri doesn't have Dracula's Saber, they do just have some really ridiculously powerful units, and those are going to be really tough to get through. I actually think that we wind up doing a pretty decent job at getting through some of the stuff that they throw at us, but then, of course, the Juliet starts summoning, and those are pretty big Juliets. So we are going to go down here, and we actually get a 7th place, which is a really terrible finish compared to how we started the tournament off. This time the game just didn't really come together, but I think this also came just from my inexperience with playing Pied Piper. I actually purchased it at the start of this game, which I'm glad I was able to do. I didn't like any of the other heroes, but I just didn't have the reps under my belt with this hero to understand how I needed to play it, especially in a tournament setting. I am going to talk about one more game here, but before I get to that, one thing that I wanted to mention here is that I just got a 5th place and a 7th place, which is definitely not great, but it is certainly not the death of you in a tournament. And one thing that I noticed was early on in this tournament, another competitor started with a 5th place and a 7th place. Then they dropped from the tournament. And I think that anybody is well within their rights to drop if you're not having fun or just aren't feeling up for it. If you think tilt is a real thing, for sure. That is definitely something that you want to consider. But you have to look at the other side of that coin. Just because you went 1-1 doesn't mean that you've won the tournament. And just because you've gotten a 5th and a 7th doesn't mean that you've lost. And in this video, I just showed off a 5th and a 7th place finish, which is exactly what was the record of the first player to drop. So I do think that that is something worth considering as well, that there is always kind of this opportunity. You could still get really lucky and continue to play well. And just like you don't want to get too cocky, you don't want to tilt, and you do want to treat each game of Storybook Brawl as its own separate game. And then here is the last game. It is a Wonder Waddle game in which I got 8th place. And I do think that this adds to the thesis statement of the video a little bit, because Wonder Waddle is generally considered one of the best heroes, and so maybe you play a little bit looser on Wonder Waddle and you don't make the best decisions and you wind up losing because of it. I think some things definitely fell off in this Wonder Waddle game. It wasn't the best performance, but I think that there were probably ways to salvage it alongside. I don't really feel like going through the game turn by turn or anything like that. But I do think one thing that is really important to note is directly after this game, I played another game and I was offered Wonder Waddle again for my choice of heroes. And I picked the Wonder Waddle and I won that game. And I think that that is just as important as not being too cocky, of course, is not tilting. So I will be showcasing that game off. I wound up playing 4 more games over the course of this tournament, and I got first place in half of those games still. So I didn't let my previous bad performances affect me either, and was able to turn it around and find the ways that I needed to win. So if you want to watch those games, I am going to be uploading a new game covering the Storybook Brawl Open League Qualifier event every day at 9:30 p.m. EST. And once I am done with the coverage of these, I will be continuing to upload Storybook Brawl content every day, daily at 9:30 p.m. EST. So make sure to subscribe if you want to see some more sweet Storybook Brawl action. You can also catch me live at twitch.tv/NoLucksGiven if you want to cheer me on live as I play Storybook Brawl. That is going to be it for me today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I'm NoLucksGiven. Peace.